I think when you open a restaurant, you don't know exactly what you are going to open. In my case, when I came here, the most important thing it was to find myself in this big building. I think I can say that my food is modern French, and my technique is French. You know, my vision is French. The thing that I would call modern is more that I try to work with the produce I find in America, you know, all of the real American food, or I can go with some Asian. I first of all love Asia, so I like to utilize, you know, the flavors, the technique. We have a lot of people who are coming from outside the hotel, the city and nationally. I think, you know, you just need to cook the way you feel, serve the food the way you are, express yourself as the most natural as possible. And for me, it's not only important, but I enjoy it to design and to put the food in different ways that it will look good.
So Michelle, NoMI is on your list for great restaurants. Tell us why you chose it.
I chose it because I think NoMI really sets itself apart as a restaurant because it has everything. From the moment you pull up at the Park Hyatt, you're in this beautiful hotel. You go up to the room, it's warm and comfortable, and the view is excellent. The service is great, and the food is phenomenal.
Enjoy Chef Chandra Gamba's food.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he's a very talented chef, highly acclaimed actually. Just was nominated several years in a row for a James Beard Chef of the Year award. I mean, you know, quite fabulous. Tell us what the food is like, though.
In my experience, I think he uses a lot of Asian flavors, which works really well. And I think that one of my favorite things about it is that he uses a lot of local products and just the freshest. I think the sashimi and the sushi there is the best in the city. And you don't think of that when you think of NoMI.
Alan, you're a screenwriter. If you were to write a brief little synopsis about the scene and the crowd at NoMI, how would you explain it to us?
You're really almost watching a movie. You're sitting and looking east over the water tower, which is a view I've never seen before. And it really looks like a miniaturized Prague. I mean, you're sitting there and you're looking at little people walking, and it really does not feel like you're in Chicago. And it's weird because it really does take you out of place. And then, as I said, there's like every dish is like a little movie set in and of itself. You know, I mean, the dessert I had, which I couldn't even explain because it had tremendous amount of ingredients. It looked like, Frank Lloyd Wright was working at Baskin Robbins. You know,
ooh, there's a thought.
He's got like the cone and he puts it over, and hey, that looks neat.
So Michael, we said we're sending you to a restaurant and a hotel. Did NoMI meet your expectations?
Everything about it, if you did a checklist, was fine. The food was good. The decor was extremely phenomenal. The view was exquisite. If I had one issue, and I did have an issue with NoMI, the service just didn't tie it all together. I can't say the service was bad. The service was extremely efficient, almost to the point of mechanical.
See, that's so opposite from our experience because our server was like...
all I did was read what was on the menu to me, and I'm very good at reading English.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. They really were very informal for a very upscale restaurant like that. And I appreciated it because I thought it took a little of the pressure off.
I love that about NoMI. I think the service-wise, I feel very comfortable there. I mean, I don't feel like the service was stuffy to where I wasn't comfortable.
Yeah. I felt out of place not having a sport coat.
Okay.
Or a coat and tie or something like that. And
did that affect your experience not having a sport coat?
I think it affected my treatment. You know, I've dealt with people long enough where I can usually pick up a vibe. And the vibe I got is we got two Chucksters from Iowa.
Well, Michelle, this is a perfect opportunity for you to be an ambassador of NoMI and tell us what is good on the menu. What do you like to eat when you go there?
Well, I like everything on the menu. For example, for dessert we had called Fatima's Milk or something, and our server's telling us, this cow lives 45 minutes away. And
do you know this cow?
It has a name. And
we're not supposed to divulge the names, you know, because then you start getting one cow favored over the other cow.
Sorry,
and the next thing you know, the cow union is all over everything.
I was like, I'm having ice cream. you know, from a cow that lives 45 minutes
See,
away, and I know the
I
name
would
of
have
the
loved
cow.
that. I would
Like,
have absolutely
where
loved that
can you
little
get that?
extra.
Alan, what did you eat when you went there?
I had shrimp risotto, and they had emulsion around it, you know, the foam. And I'm not really a big foam person. I sort of thought foam went out, but that's his signature froth, they called it. But it almost looks like he took a straw and went brrr around your plate. It's this kind of, I mean, foam to me is not something that should be encouraged. It's something that should be prevented. But that was the only thing. But the dish itself was amazing because they had big shrimp on it that were really crispy, and it was just really like vibrant, the flavor. It was amazing.
Wow.
I started out with the mixed green salad, exquisite. And my wife had this tomato dish that was tomato and crab meat, and also very good. The beef tenderloin, and this mango citrus dessert, which I haven't had a dessert in a long time for obvious reasons, and it was definitely worth falling off the wagon for.
Now, Michelle, my colleague Robert Jovic is an excellent sommelier over at NoMI. Do you enjoy indulging in his service there?
Yes, I do. My companion knew a lot more about wine than I did, and he, of course, I was trying to get the wine list away from him.
And it's a huge wine list.
Well,
like
we were going to be there
1,300
forever.
selections.
If
I mean,
I
it's
couldn't
huge.
get the wine list away from him, we were just going to be there all night because he was fascinated.
First, I'll say I went out of college with less reading than I had to do with that wine list.
But the sommelier was great. Great advice, and it was at our price point. He wasn't trying to sell us some wine.
That's really great about Robert, because Robert really does go out of his way to make sure that his guests get what they want for the, not
wasn't
trying to
trying
sell
to
them on the price.
My wife loved it.
That's what a
Absolutely
great
loved.
sommelier should do.
Absolutely loved it beyond belief. I just wanted that on the dinner side.
All right, Michelle, this was your selection. Give us your summary.
I think that it's a great place for great quality food, fresh ingredients, locally grown ingredients, and it's a great place to celebrate.
Michael?
If you want to put it into analogy, they drove the full length of the field, and then when they got to time to score, they just got off the field and left.
Alan?
It's a great place. Really creative dishes and really wonderful presentation.
Well, you can check out the atmosphere at NoMI, Park Hyatt Hotel, 800 North Michigan Avenue, 312-239-4030. They're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner daily. Reservations are recommended, and the average dinner tab per person without drinks is $75.